Well, our moms think we're funny.
Hey, I'm Acomi.
Hey, everybody, this is Turk182.
Welcome back to Our Moms Think We're Funny.
Yep.
So, we're kind of just covering some miscellaneous topics that we've bounced back and forth via text. And it's like, well, we don't really have enough to make an entire episode out of any one of them, but we can at least, we can ramble. We haven't stayed on topic for any of our previous episodes. So, we've at least got jumping off points.
I'm just thinking of with the Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins Leroy,
Yeah.
was it? Or Leroy what was it?
I forget.
It was our boy Wally.
But yeah, he took us way off topic.
Whew, multiple times. It was great.
So, Comey and I have talked a lot about one of our, well, I can't say our because it's not really our, but one of my favorite directors, right? Directors, right?
Yeah.
So I've talked about him quite a bit, and of course we're going to be doing some less watches, with him, and that is, here it is again. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tim Kincaid.
Yeah, no, not Tim Kincaid. I'm actually leading into him. I'm leading into Tim Kincaid.
Oh,
but
well, then I don't know because we go through a lot of names.
Andy Sedaris.
Andy Sedaris, yeah.
Andy Sedaris. So because we're actually going to do less watches on his complete collection. So hold on.
And we've also gathered some inspiration from the Fine Brothers YouTube channel. We're actually going to do a Kids React to Andy Sedaris films compilation. So look forward to that in the near future as well.
Yeah, because very much like Wu-Tang, Andy Sedaris is for the kids. So I have in my, at the time it was the 12 film set, but I also got Sabano 7, right, which is also just called 7.
Yeah.
Which is like one of his earliest films, so it's actually 13 film set. This box set is called Girls, Guns, and G-Strings, the Andy Sedaris collection. And it has on here The Dallas Connection, Day of the Warrior, Do or Die, Enemy Gold, Fit to Kill, Guns, Hard Hunted, Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Malibu Express, Picasso Trigger, Return to Savage Beach, and Savage Beach. Which is interesting that
It's got Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Yes, it
God,
has
yes.
Hard Ticket to Hawaii and Malibu Express. What's interesting about this, though, is that as it's listed on here, and I read them in the order that are listed, Return to Savage Beach comes before Savage Beach.
I noticed that.
So it's like we're returning to a place that we haven't actually been to yet, which is amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So we will be covering those as less watches because Andy Sedaris is just fantastic.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I can't wait to see Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Oh man,
'Cause-
Hard Ticket to Hawaii is outstanding.
Well, I was turned on to it as a film via the Fanboy Flicks channel and his bad movie reviews. Same way I learned about The Room. So, I've been looking forward to seeing that ever since that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So, Turk, who's Tim Kincaid? I know Thomas Kincaid. I don't like his art at all.
Doesn't Thomas Kincaid have like a cult?
He doesn't have a cult that I'm aware of. He's just he's kind of like the Jim Davis of painters. So,
Ouch.
yeah, I have no tolerance for Kincaid. He's called the painter of light, right? But the thing is, to appreciate light, you have to have darkness to contrast it. And this is just like Art 101. This is shit that you'll get in the little 30-page how to draw cartoon characters books you'll get at your library. What makes art good is contrast. If you want something to look big, you draw something small next to it, right?
Which is what. Okay, go on.
So when you look at a Thomas Kincaid painting, all you see is light coming from multiple light sources. You don't see any shadows. So it's not really light. There's no way to really appreciate it. I think a much better example of depicting light in art would be like Caravaggio, the Counter-Reformation Renaissance painter.
Okay.
Because for every light source he has stark black shadows. And there's no mistaking where the light's coming from. There's no mistaking what the light is hitting. That's painting light. So, I mean, that's my very reserved take on Kincaid. I could cover the entire hour of this podcast bitching about him, but I'll not do so, because I'd hate to derail the entire thing. But there have been college studies on why Thomas Kincaid is a grossly inferior artist to pretty much any other one. And they've proven through case studies that the more people are exposed to his art, the less they like him.
Really?
Yeah, it's been proven. Like they showed everybody a bunch of Thomas Kincaid paintings, and the more they saw, the more they hated. They showed everybody a bunch of Van Gogh paintings, and the more they saw, the more they liked. The more Norman Rockwell they saw, the more they liked. But people just gradually become more and more intolerant of Thomas Kincaid's stuff as they go.
So what we need to do is get Thomas Kincaid to do portraits of people that we don't like. Like, that's so beautiful. That's great. Oh man, that fucking sucks. I hate that guy.
Who's that even a painting of? Rob Liefeld. I would actually genuinely like a Thomas Kincaid painting of Bane as he's depicted in Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yes.
That would be pretty amazing. Unfortunately, Thomas Kincaid is dead now.
It's not going to stop me.
We'll conduct a seance right here now.
I will dig him up. I'll shove like a pole through his chest during a lightning storm. Put a Ouija board in it. You know, some chicken's feet. Yama 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 yama. You mentioned Rob Liefeld, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Next time I have the opportunity to see Rob Liefeld, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my picture taken with him. But not with him specifically, like a selfie kind of thing. I'm gonna get a picture taken with his feet. Like me and like his feet.
They exist! I actually want to commission Rob Liefeld to do a drawing of Sonichu for me. With the feet cut off, of course. But
of course.
Definitely a drawing of Sonichu. And maybe Rosachu, but only if her spine is bent in 3 different places.
Oh, yeah.
So, and of course, full view of both ass cheeks and both tits.
Oh, yeah, well, because you have to.
It wouldn't be a Liefeld girl if anything less were visible.
All right, so I got to pull up this thing on IMDb.
All right.
Go to database. It's there. It's like, we didn't won, but,
There needs to be more Tommy Wiseau films in the world. There really does.
Oh, man. That'd just be awesome.
No, he's great hacker. He just uses computer. He can just use computer and hack the database.
Oh my god, it'd be so awesome if we could get Tommy Wiseau to do a a commercial for him. It's like, watch them. It's like funny. They make you laugh. They make me laugh.
Only if he's gonna slam down his laptop at the end of it, like he did with the Labor Day, or it was Memorial Day. His Memorial Day commercial. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, it's beautiful. He's sitting in a lounge chair outside. He's like, "What are you doing inside on computer? It's a lovely day outside. Go outside and enjoy it." And he takes his laptop and he just slams it down on the ground.
I think he'd have to be like, watch them. It's like, watching them stop crime, because people are inside watching them or listening to them and not committing crime. It's good for environment.
If you go outside and pick up rock, you could accidentally throw a rock and hit somebody. Accidents happen. But if you go watch Korova Game Bar, then don't throw rocks.
Everybody happy, Global warming, it gets to global chilling because we're all just cool out.
Just cool. I was sick of this world until I saw Korova. Without the Acomi, his little chicken, chick. Does not like horror games. I like horror games. I enjoy them very much.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
We love you, Tommy Wiseau. You're a beautiful human being. Please come on the show.
You guys play the best games. Play some more.
It's quite a story, Turk.
Oh man, you're making me forget. Okay.
Thomas Kincaid's movie-making lesser brother, Tim Kincaid.
Yes. Okay. So I got to look up.
It's 2:30. We're not doing well, people.
I had it spelled wrong. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a long, drawn-out story.
Yay!
like I know how to tell any others. Okay. So so Tim Kincaid is best known for movies that he made back in the 80s. And if you are an 80s, bad movie, science fiction aficionado or whatever, then you're probably familiar with some of his work, even if you don't know who he is. So we'll start off with, and I'm reading from IMDb here, all right? Bad Girls, is that one of them? Yes. Bad Girls Dormitory, right? That had, a couple people in it. It was written and directed by Tim Kincaid. Got some people in it. I don't want to say people you don't know because you've probably seen them in other bad movies, right? Or low budget movies. But Bad Girls Dormitory, the description says here is inmates at a women's prison run by a corrupt warden and her gang of sadistic guards plan a breakout, which is basically the plot of every women in prison movie.
Well, of
right?
course. What else are you going to do with women in prison, Turk?
Right. It's like it's a women in prison movie run by corrupt people, and the women are planning a breakout. So I mean, it just sounds like almost any prison
movie. Yeah. The big difference when it's women in prison movies, there's always an extended shower scene.
Yes.
So all she does is just soap up her boobs.
Right.
And doesn't wash anything else.
And her ass.
Yeah.
She soaps up her boob and her ass. Right. Which is, one thing I've never understood about the women in prison movies, right, is that, they always have makeup on, and their hair is always well done. So, most of these took place in, the 70s and 80s, right? So in the 80s, you had a lot of big hair, and they have big hair. I'm like, you don't have access to a blow dryer, curlers, or Aquanet. How are you getting any of this, okay, whatever, yo.
It's just natural beauty.
Yeah. And plus, it's not like you've got I don't know, like Suave or Paul Mitchell or whatever, shampoo and conditioner in prison. You've got generic brand X or whatever you can buy in the commissary as you're making 5 cents an hour, whatever it is, sewing labels on stuffed animals or whatever slave labor they have prisoners doing. All right, so. In 1986, Tim Kincaid made Bad Girls Dormitory. He also wrote and directed Robot Holocaust.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you. So one of the actors in Robot Holocaust is a man by the name of J. Buzz von Ornsteiner. J. Buzz von Ornsteiner.
Okay.
And he looks about like you would expect him to. He's got this kind of high and tight, German buzzy kind of cut thing. So, Robot Holocaust. A highly unlikely band of heroes traverses a post-apocalyptic wasteland to rescue a scientist from the tyrannical Dark One and his army of robots. So I'm going to show Acomi here a picture of one of the robots. So that is one of the robots.
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of creepy.
So this robot basically looks like a metal-ish robotic version of Louis Gossett Jr.'s character from Enemy Mine. So
yeah,
that's what he looks like.
Father, why?
Why was I made to feel pain? Oh, check this one out. Check this one out. This is when I guess the mask is coming off,
Oh,
Now,
wow.
tell me that doesn't look like Michael Jackson from Moonwalker.
I was about to say, it looks exactly like Metal Michael Jackson, which I still maintain anybody who can get me an action figure of Michael Jackson in his robot form from Moonwalker, I will be forever grateful.
You know, if something like that exists, that'd be like, you know, if we're making like wish lists of things, right? Back when the movie first came out, they actually made, it was a limited edition. They actually made a Cloverfield monster action figure that came with some of the little parasite dealies and the head of the Statue of Liberty.
Nice.
And I couldn't afford it at the time because it was like $100 and some odd or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if we're making wish lists of that, I would love to have one of those.
Wow.
I've even looked them up on like eBay and I can't even find them.
The closest thing I found to the Moonwalker robot is somebody made a bust statue of it.
Oh.
That looks really nice, but that was like $3,000 because,
Oh.
you know, Etsy.
This.
Yeah, you don't go onto Etsy to save money. You go onto Etsy to support independent artists.
Damn, with that much money, I could buy the Elephant Man's bones.
Right.
Okay.
Can we get the anybody who wants to send us the Elephant Man's bones, we would be eternally grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. So in 1986, Tim Kincaid also made the movie Breeders. Now, Breeders was actually recently remade, and I say recently, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Breeders is probably one of my favorite bad horror movies because it is really, really bad. And as I've shown Acomi several times, it does have the scene in it where, well, you know, Acomi, why don't you describe that scene?
I'm trying to remember. Because isn't that the one where they the aliens would get the chicks and rape them?
Right, it was raping the chicks, and then it was doing something to them, and in the end, it lures all the chicks that it rapes down there with like whatever kind of hypnotism, mind control thing into the underbelly sewers of the city, and they are all like fornicating in this big tub of spooge.
Yeah,
which is what I'm showing you a picture of now, which is
Yeah,
actually on IMDb.
I'm trying to process what I'm seeing. It's super gross.
It is super gross.
It's like extremely unappealing.
Yes.
It's exactly what you said. It's just all of them writhing around in a big tub of glob.
Yep.
In a big glob of comeuppance, Chris Chan would call it.
So yeah.
Dear Lord.
So now
So he's clearly one of the greatest writer-directors of our time.
he is, but I'm not sure if you paid close attention to what I just told you, which is Bad Girls Dormitory, Robot Holocaust, and Breeders, all written and directed by Tim Kincaid, all released in 1986.
That was all 1986.
That's all 1986.
I was a little checked out.
Now, he also did a movie called Mutant Hunt in 1987. I have seen part of Mutant Hunt. Now, I'm going to show you the picture for this, right? The movie poster, because the movie poster is pretty cool, right? Now, here we go. This is a great picture of it. Unfortunately, it's a foreign one, right?
Oh, nice.
But it's got this guy being jacked up in the air by a mutant robot-looking thing whose
like
arm
an
is
android.
extended, right, and it's holding him up in the air, and there's a helpless female who's scantily clad on the ground.
Clearly April O'Neil from the 1983 Fred Wolf Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
She is. She's wearing like a yellowish jumpsuit. She's got the same kind of hair.
She's got that
and stuff.
floofy 80s hair.
Yeah, and this suit is like really, really tight. So it's like tight on her boobs, but it's blousy everywhere else, even in the legs. So it's got some kind of weird, like, I don't know, like boob physics material.
Art direction by Tommy Wiseau.
Now,
No, how are we going to sell this movie if you don't make it tight around her tits?
it's like, hey, you don't need to be full. We need full nudity. I need them to see my ass. That's how you sell picture. So I've seen Mutant Hunt. The mutants in that look nothing like the movie poster, obviously, but they actually just look like people. I mean, it's anyway.
the best kind of sci-fi monster.
Okay, so in 1987, Tim Kincaid also wrote and directed Riot on 42nd Street. Tough ex-con Glenn Barnes gets paroled from prison after serving a sentence for manslaughter. Glenn plans to reopen his old nightclub, The Garage, on 42nd Street. Vicious rival nightclub owner Farrell threatens to take drastic measures if Glenn goes through with his plan. After all the employees get massacred by Farrell's flunkies on opening night, Glenn reverts back to his brutish criminal ways to exact a harsh revenge on Farrell and his men. So, yeah, okay. But yeah, that's right on 42nd Street, where everybody gets killed in the very beginning. So those Mutant Hunt and Riot on 42nd Street, those were both in 1987. The Occultist, he did that in 1988. She's Back, he did in 1989. And now this was written by somebody else, but it was directed by Tim Kincaid and stars Matthew Callis, Sam Coppola. I hope he's not really related to the actual Coppolas.
He probably is.
Eric Avari. Now, you probably don't know Eric Avari's name, but you've seen him in some of everything from like The Mummy to Fargate, which has nothing to do with that show Stargate. No, so Stargate, if you know the Mooninites. So were those the Mooninites from... No. They're the they're the aliens from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anyway, so
those German ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. We'd like to order 30 large cheese pizzas.
So anyway, this guy, Eric Avari, has been in tons of stuff. Like I said, you guys know him because he's been in tons of stuff. And of course, the one thing that I love him the most in is Mr. Deeds.
Oh yeah.
He plays Anderson, Cecil Anderson in Mr. Deeds. He's the guy that was like, hey Cecil, how'd you sleep last night? He goes, I was dreaming of Frosties all night. I tried to make one at home, but it just wasn't the same. I don't know. I laugh at that all the time. I'm like, dude, you live in New York, right? I'm sure there's got to be a 24-hour Wendy's, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you try to make a Frosty? Anyway.
Oh man. Love Wendy's. Such a good place.
So anyway, so that has him in it. Of course, this is back in 1989. It's supposed to be a comedy, right? So it's got those people in it and a bunch of other people you've never heard of. And I've saved the best for last because it also has Carrie Fisher in it.
Oh.
So yeah. Okay. And I'm going through this guy's whole, his whole filmography here of sorts. So I'm going to stop right there. So so Tim Kincaid, he made Bad Girls Dormitory in 1986. Did a couple other movies. He did the 1, 2, 3, and of course The Occultist. I don't think that's a sci-fi movie. No, it is. Huh. A cyborg private eye is hired to protect a Caribbean president visiting New York City. Unbeknownst to him, the president's daughter is in league with his country's rebels who are trying to assassinate him. The Occultist sounds like a really bad name for a movie with a cyborg private eye.
Yeah, and it sounds like something a third grader would make up with. It's like Android private eye. You have to protect the president of Caribbean.
It's like a really bad American dub of an 80s anime.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is the gateway to the supernatural is now open. The Occultist. So that's the one movie poster.
Okay.
This
chick has this big ass medallion. Awesome. I want a printout of that. It looks like the cover of a Chick Tract. Oh my god.
I don't understand. It's a guy and he's walking, but it also kind of looks like he's laying down. He's shirtless with just jeans and sneakers on, holding two girls. One's in a bikini, the other one's in a bikini kind of skirt thing with all this fire surrounding him. And he certainly doesn't look like a cyborg in any way.
And the tentacles of hell wrapping themselves around his legs.
Yes.
And he's wearing white sneakers, Reeboks, I believe.
Yeah, I think those are Reeboks.
So, when you're in a job interview and the employer's like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your 5-year plan? It's images like that pop into my head.
Yeah.
Of me, stepping out of the fire with, the Cthulhu tentacles still clinging to me, carrying beautiful, half-naked women. It's like, oh, yeah, management.
Oh, man.
I really want to print out of that poster. That's beautiful.
So, so starring a bunch of people you've never heard of before and never will ever again. And one of these guys' names, and I'm sure this is probably his real name, right? I don't think he just made up a fake name for this movie. Is Richie Long. And then there's Bruno B. Aponte. Yeah.
Is there a Michael Oxlong as well?
No, I don't see Mike Oxlong. Oh my goodness.
How about a Drew, last name Peacock?
A Drew?
Drew Peacock.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a Droom. I'm like, what? All right. This one guy's name in here. His name is Annabal Oleris. Annabal. So all right. So he made 1, 2, 3, 4 bad sci-fi movies. Right. And then this one comedy with Carrie Fisher, and then The Ride on 42nd Street, and of course The Bad Girls Dormitory. Right. And he did those between in 1986 and 1989. Right.
He's pretty productive.
Now he's actually still working. According to IMDb, he has 154 titles to his name, right? And I'm not sure if these are all direct. Well, he's got 78 he's directed, so I'm guessing the other ones he just kind of produced or whatever.
Okay.
And as of 2017, he was still doing work. He was born in 1944. Okay. So he's kind of an old guy. I mean, he's what, 74 years old?
Something like that.
Yeah. So July 2nd, 1944. So yeah, he's like 74 years old, and he's still directing.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So his resume goes back long before 1986 when he did Bad Girls Dormitory. Tim Kincaid actually started out back in the early 80s. I'm sorry, the 70s. He did a movie called The Female Response, and it's a drama. It actually has a pretty good rating on IMDb, and he also wrote and directed this one. It says, a newspaper columnist with firm ideas about feminine freedoms, Marjorie is fired by her editor for expressing her libertarian views in her column. All right.
Okay.
So I
would challenge.
Check out the 70s hair on that chick. Oh my god. It's beyond like helmet hair. It's like rocket hair.
Yeah, that's some bad 70s hair.
Yeah.
Now, I would challenge their use of the term libertarian there, but okay.
And the movie poster she has like these 6 women on there, right? And it has this like these, I guess, definitions or whatever around them. It says the secretary, the nurse, the free thinker, the party girl, the stewardess, the housewife, the experimenter. Right.
Together we are the Breakfast Club.
It's like no matter whether you're a secretary, a nurse, a free thinker, a party girl, a stewardess, a housewife, or an experimenter.
Don't you forget about me.
Don't. All right. So that was in 1973. In 1976, Tim Kincaid did another movie, but this one he released under, I guess, a pseudonym, Joe Gage. And so in 1976, written and directed by Tim Kincaid, under the name Joe Gage, he released Kansas City Trucking Company. Kansas City Trucking Company is a what's the word? I guess just say it's a all-male adult movie.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So keep on trucking. In 1978, he released.
Have you heard the Weird Al song, Truck Driving Song?
I have not.
Oh my god. We're gonna have to play that for you, but the chorus is, I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck with my high heels on.
No.
It's hilarious.
DeVille.
Ah.
So in 1978, he released El Paso Wrecking Corps. 79, LA Tool and Die. 80, Close Set. 81, Handsome. 81, Cell Block 9. 81, Oil Rig 99.
He really likes the number 9.
81, Red Ball Express. That just
Please tell me that's another all-male adult film.
it is. With Mickey Squires playing the role of Wolf, the delivery man.
Wolf the delivery man.
And so in the picture they have here, which actually shows a lot of male bush. And is male bush a thing? Anyway,
I would assume so.
shows a lot of male bush. And almost like a collage, because like something about this doesn't look like it's like there. But Mickey Squire here looks like a naked Marlboro man.
He does indeed, yeah. And that actually looks really badly photoshopped.
Yeah. Looks like his head isn't really part of his body, right?
It kind of looks like the love child of Chris Pratt and Chuck Norris.
Wow, it really does.
Yeah.
And I'm still surprised by how much male bush is being shown.
That's an awful lot. That's like an uncomfortable amount.
On an IMDb page. Which is just...
I mean, I guess that's like the equivalent of dick cleavage.
Yeah, I had to stop myself from saying it's blowing me away when I'm talking about an all male adult film. Now these were all written and directed by Joe Gage, aka Tim Kincaid, aka Joe Gage.
So Tim Kincaid is very comfortable in his sexuality.
Apparently so. So
very secure in his masculinity.
So, Handsome, Cell Block 9, Oil Rig 99, Red Ball Express, those were all done in 1981.
Wow.
As was Mickey Squire, done in 1981. In 1982, he did Heat Stroke, ... in the Name of Leather, 501, Close Set, oh, sorry, that was just in 2082. 84, he did Close Set 2, and Orange Hanky Left. Wow.
Orange Hanky Left.
Okay, and Orange Hanky Left stars George Payne, who was also born in 1944. Wow. And this was in 1985, so he was 41 years old. Kind of old to be doing an adult movie. But anyway, I love his profile here on IMDb. George Payne was born on February 7th, 1944 in the USA as George Medved. He is an actor. I never would have thought that me looking this guy up on IMDb that he would have been an actor. That's news on me. So now if you thought the other guy looked like a cross between Chris Pratt and Chuck Norris, right? Take a look at this guy here.
Wow. He's sassy.
Yeah. So I look at that face and it screams George Michael to me.
Yes. That looks a lot like George Michael.
Yeah. So, it's George Michael and David Hasselhoff.
Yep, that's it exactly.
Because he's got the Hasselhoff hair.
He does, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
but he's definitely got the George Michael facial features.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so after he did Orange Hanky Left, that's when he went back to being Tim Kincaid and did these other movies. So it's kind of odd that he does this one movie that apparently got decent ratings, right? All about, the feminine libertarianism and all that kind of stuff, right? Then goes into hardcore gay porn. Then in the 80s, he steps back and says, you know what? I want to tell some really bad, cheesy sci-fi movies, right?
It's like, you know what? I have seen too many dicks for one career.
And don't forget, he did Breeders, which has the scene with all the women in the tub.
See, that was his way of, cleansing the palate from all the gay porn.
Oh.
It's like, I'm going to show him how straight I am.
It's like
I'm gonna break a record for movies with women having sex. They're all gonna be in a giant tub of splooge.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So tell me, they said that you took 5 days to film the underground scene. Yeah.
Oh no.
We had people on the set there. It was underground. We had to keep the temperature kind of low, so the girls were always freezing. and the mixture we had of cornstarch and
semen.
and milk and confectioner sugar, and that extreme cold would start to solidify. So we had to keep making new batches of it. 150 gallons of that stuff every day. Sometimes it get caked on the girls and stuck in their hair and stuck in their face, and they're complaining about not wanting to get it in her eye. And it's 5 days of that.
Man, it made me miss working with the boys.
Yeah. So did it. So after that, I did Mutant Hunt and Riot on 42nd Street, which originally was supposed to just all take place in the prison and was going to be my return to the hardcore gay porn, but producers had other ideas. Then we did The Occultist, and She's Back, and I took some time off for a while. After 89, just kind of wandered around, kind of found myself trying to see, who am I? Am I Tim Kincaid, the science fiction movie writer director, or am I Tim Kincaid, the man that just likes man-on-man, hard-ass gay pounding?
Hot gay man love.
And that's when I realized, I'm not Tim Kincaid. I'm Joe Gage, damn it. In 2001, I came back with Tulsa County Line. Closed Set, The New Crew. Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 1. Jack Off Party at Billy Bob's.
Jack off party at Billy Bob's.
Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 2. Uncle Pruitt Taught Me How. Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 3. Kegger. Truck Stop on I-95. Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 4. Blue Collar Beer Blast.
Oh my God.
Men's Room, Bakersfield Station. That was a true story. Back to Barstow. 110 degrees in Tucson. Tough Guys Getting Off.
Tough Guys Getting Off.
Gale Force 3, Men's Room 2. Alabama Takedown. Closed Set, Titan Stage 1.
How do you find this stuff, man? How do you do it?
It's like, I can only think of what's it? It's not Huckleberry Hound. Who's the guy?
Snagglepuss.
Yeah, it's like
Exit stage left.
Close Set, Titan Stage 1. Deepwater Beach Patrol. Lifeguard! It actually has an exclamation point there. Lifeguard! The Men of Deepwater Beach.
Deepwater Beach.
Arcade on Route 9.
Rodney,
that one almost got me.
My Deepwater. Arcade on Route 9?
Yeah, I thought it was by an arcade.
I would almost consider looking at the trailer to a gay porno called Arcade on Route 9.
Right. Rural residents from all parts of North Dakota travel to a notorious adult video emporium on the outskirts of downtown Bismarck. I'm not going to show you this picture of this guy. I know this is going to sound completely homophobic, and I don't mean it that way, but this guy looks so gay. I'm just saying, I don't think he's one of those guys that's like, I'm just gay in the movies, but I actually have a wife and some kids, and it's like, no homo, granddad. I'm just saying, this guy is like, I love my job. Holy shit! Arcade on Route 9 is 3 hours long.
Whoa.
Damn.
Whoa,
Someone's a size queen.
They must be pulling a train here. Shoot you, boys.
Petticoat Junction. So, Cop Shack on 101. I wanna play that game tonight. Oh, that's 1-on-1. Sorry. I'm not coming back for oats. Alright, where are we at? Gunnery Sergeant McCool. My name is Major Winifred McCool.
I'm about to drop my drawers down around my ankles, and you know what I want you to do?
Anyways, Crossing the Line, Cop Shack 2, The Road to Redneck Hollow. There's a lot of pig squealing in that one, I can tell you. Campus Pizza Sausage Party. Actually, I just add that part in.
Oh,
It's
you
just,
did?
It's just called Campus Pizza.
I was really hoping that the title was actually Sausage Party.
Barnstorm. Men's Room 3. Ozark Mountain Exit 8. Chainsaw. Copperhead Canyon.
Oh, Lord.
Slow Heat in a Texas Town. I really wasn't planning on reading all these, but I just can't stop. This is just so good.
It's gotten a bit too good.
Home Invasion. I gotta check out the description for this one. Oh, no, it doesn't tell me what it's about.
Gosh, Home Invasion.
But some of the characters' names are Gunner, Rudge, Officer Crocker, Rat, Nelson, Foster, third son, Grant, second son, Connor, Monte, Ross, the father, Sully, and Toby, the first son.
Toby the First. Can I get a t-shirt that says Toby the First Son?
So, this one is 2 hours and 18 minutes. So, Home Invasion, I'm assuming that these guys break in there, like Gunner and Rudge, and have their way with Toby the First Son, and Sully the father, and Sully the father.
Sully the Father.
Wow, this thing writes itself. Wow. Battle Creek Breakdown.
That's almost as bad as, like, Sonic fanfics.
Alright, so I'm gonna skip.
My name's Bang the Hedgehog.
I'm gonna skip this next one, and I'm gonna have to come back to it, because there's a story behind it.
Okay.
Jock Park, Coyote Point, Mojave Run, Inmates, Jury Duty. I'm gonna skip the next one too.
Jury duty.
And come back to that one too. It's my jury duty to rock that booty. Anyway,
Sweetie.
the gavel's not the only thing I bang. Don't send my sweet ass to jail.
Well, son, you're gonna have to do more than pay bail.
You know what they do to tight little things like you in jail? Let me show you. Oh, man. It's like, do you have a verdict? Sorry, but we're a hung jury.
That one took me by surprise.
That's what he said. Okay, so I can't say anything about these because if I'm watching straight porn, right, I can I can see like the fantasy kind of around them, sort of, right? So we're gonna go next. We have Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 9, Neighbor, Rec Room. Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 7. How did you release 9 before 7? Are they counting down?
I don't think he can count.
Oh, he is like 74 years old. Okay, so Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 7, Doctors and Dads.
Well, Barry, little Timmy's gonna need those tonsils out.
Here, let me whip out my tongue depressor.
How about it, Barry? How are your tonsils? Let me take a look there. Open wide.
She's cute.
She is.
I like those little chipmunk cheeks. You gotta talk about the girl on TV just to show just how not gay we are.
The perfectly straight.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of lesbian porn in this.
Yeah, it's just, a man your age probably needs to have his prostate checked. I'm gonna play with my cotton balls. Anyway, so is that a rectal thermometer?
And now we're starting to see how he got 115 of these movies produced.
Wrecked them. Wrecked her too. All right.
Wrecked all of them.
Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 6, Ex-Military. After the heist.
You want to know how I got out of Korea? Do you want to know? Zip.
When you said you had to shank a lot of guys,
This is how we did guerrilla warfare when I was in the army, boy.
Anyway, so after the heist, Special Reserve, Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 10, New York City Convention. Okay, so now we're counting back up.
Oh, good.
Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 11, Doctors and Dads 2. One thing leads to another. Gonna skip the next one. Again, I gotta come back to it. Armed Forces Physical. Okay, so you can make a whole movie off of an Armed Forces Physical?
All right, very good. Now, turn your head and cough. Ooh. Oh, turn your head and cough again. And one more. Oh, yeah. This warrants a thorough investigation. Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a good thing you joined the army so we can teach you how to use that rifle. You look like the kind of man to fuck a man in the ass, not have the common courtesy to give him a reacher. Oh, you do have that common courtesy. I was wrong. Hell, I like you. I might let you fuck my brother. I have your name. I have your ass. Boy, do I have your ass.
Guess we're gonna have to send this one to the Navy. You look like that, Private. Lots of semen in the Navy.
That gun of yours have a name? Yeah, it's yours. It's got your name written all over it. Wow. Okay.
We're going to hell.
Alright. Not before Joe Gage. Alright,
How dare you speak ill of the arts?
Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 13, Off-Duty Cops. Brian Slattery's Wet Dream. Oh, this
Slattery's Wet Dream.
Yes, Brian Slattery's Wet Dream. And this one was directed by Tim Kincaid, but under the name Ray Dragon. So I'm gonna just
Can we just go back to Off-Duty Cops for a second?
Well, hold on. Let me read you some of the names of the actors that are in Brian Slattery's Wet Dream. Obviously, Brian Slattery's in it.
Of course.
You also have Jay Black, Dale Copper, Kirk Cummings, Fabio Stallone, and Drew Sumrock.
Sumrock, okay.
Drew Sumrock.
I like Fabio Stallone.
Okay, so we are at Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 13, Off-Duty Cops.
Okay.
You said you wanted to go back to the Off-Duty Cops.
Hey, Jim, I got this whole box of donuts. What are you doing after work?
I go nuts for donuts.
Jim, you know, you ever you're in the locker room, you ever just look at the other guys? I mean, I saw Jeff in there the other day, and I mean, he's pretty shredded, you know? He's got like an 8-pack.
You ever been to a Turkish prison? You like the smell of a locker room?
Jim, did you catch that Gladiator movie last night, Jim?
You ever seen a grown man naked? Yeah, Off-Duty Cops. Wow. I mean, I'm waiting for Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 14, Stakeout.
I'm waiting for Volume 15, Straight Sex. Just kidding.
What our wives don't know. So then we have Caught in the Act. Joe Gage, Sex Files, Volume 16, Faculty Night. Well, we've skipped 14 and 15, by the way. And we're straight to 16.
I'm very sure he can't count.
No, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, we're Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 17, Doctors and Dads 3.
He's really milking that cow.
But I'm sorry, I did that wrong. But to the windows, to the walls. It's like they said if it lasts longer than 3 hours, I should come back, Doc. I wasn't even trying to make a comeback joke there. It's, Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 14, Lunchtime Milking Club 2.0.
2.0.
Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 15, Weekend in Phoenix City. Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 18, Runaway Sons. Now I gotta skip the next one because I gotta come back to that one too. Stopover in Bond's Corner. And then in 2017, here we are again. In 2017, Joe Gage Sex Files, Volume 23, Jack's New Job. So is it Jack's New Job or is it Jack's New Job?
Probably both. I think he meant that as a double entendre.
Ah. So we're missing Joe Gage Sex Files Volume 22, 21, 20, and I believe 19.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, me neither. So
because I think the naming files there is just like, what crap volume are we on? Like, what? This is like 25, right? 25?
Yeah,
okay.
25.
We'll put 25 on there.
Yeah, that's a... yeah, so that's a long time of, like... this guy must be the... okay, I'm just going to say this. If I was 74 years old, I don't think I could direct a porn. Or a porno. It's like, does people say a porn is... but I don't think I could direct a porno. I mean, because I'm like... well,
I think when you've been doing it for that many years and you've seen that many metric feet of dicks in your life, you're probably pretty numb to it by then.
Well, I mean, sure you're pretty numb to it after all that time. But no, I'm saying like you would be. I can't imagine like I'm running out of ways to make this sexy. You know, I mean.
I really don't think they look for a lot of innovation in porn. Like, in general.
And just the same...
I think they've got their, like, 15 or 16 categories that they know work. And it doesn't really need to go beyond that.
Just the same old grind. But I'm just, like, I mean, I can't imagine being directed by a 74-year-old guy, but, like, Yeah,
now spread your butt cheeks a little bit wider.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Right.
And can we get some lighting there on that? All right, there we go.
Make it sexier. Make it sexier.
No, yeah. Groan louder. Groan you gotta groan like you mean it.
Let me see your old face. Ah, that's an old face. Sorry. You're not seducing me. Work on it.
Now look into the camera. Your eyes gotta tell me that you want me.
I can't imagine like even if it was like a 74-year-old woman like telling me is like, no, do her harder. Do her harder.
I would love to be involved in a porno directed by a 74-year-old woman. Betty White.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Betty White directing a porn would just be... Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So I just like, wow.
It would be really nasty.
I mean, Joe, can you imagine?
I get the feeling she's got some freaky taste.
I bet you he wears puffy director's pants.
Oh, totally.
And,
And, like, one of the golf caps.
And an ascot. I bet you this guy wears an ascot.
Totally.
Or like a scarf around his neck, like Charlton Heston style.
No, it's got to be the ascot because the word ass is in it.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't know what I was thinking.
Like, this is the ascot I wear around my neck, but I also call my bed my ascot.
It's like, Tim Kincaid is Joe Gage. It's Joe Gage. You gotta warn him. You gotta warn him. It's Joe Gage.
It's Joe Gage all along.
They didn't change the director. It's Joe Gage.
He lied when he said he was changing creative focus.
Okay, so a while ago, I had a friend over, and we were watching some TV or whatever, and the Adult Video News Awards, the AVNs were on Showtime, right?
Right.
And so we're watching the Adult Video News Awards, right? We were watching this thing, and we're like, and we were just kind of like watching. It's like, this is really, it's interesting, okay?
So what kind of categories would they have for something like that?
So, what is really fascinating is that they do this whole thing. They do it like straight up, like it's the Academy Awards. They get dressed up in their best outfits. Some of them actually will come really elegant. Some of them will come elegant slutty, right? Like I'm wearing this like this really kind of pretty gown, but it's like see-through, or something, or it's made out of like beads, or something weird. So anyway, and they do the whole runway, kind of like red carpet thing there. And then they'll like interview them and stuff. They do the whole, hold on. So then they have like, best newcomer, best girl on girl, best like, best parody, best like feature length, like for some ones that are shot on film and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's actually like specific films within a specific category.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't sure if they were going to do something like biggest hits or whatever.
No.
Okay, because that would seem to delegitimize it.
Then they'll have like performer of the year, and they'll have like a what do you call it, like when they give like an award for like veterans or whatever, like
Yeah.
So they do that kind of stuff.
I don't know the exact term, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So what's funny is that unlike the Academy Awards, when they pan to the people in the audience, right, they're not putting up that brave face like, I'm so happy they won. You'll see them in there and they'll be like, fuck you. Yeah, it's funny. You will see like actual disgust on some of the people's faces, even if they weren't nominated, just like I hate that bitch, right? So it's kind of funny, and then they're actually hosted by like comedians that you know of, or obviously you're not gonna find like Jerry Seinfeld, like hey, it's me and Jerry Seinfeld, and I don't do a good Seinfeld impersonation, but like, hey, and it's like,
well, have you seen this guy naked? I mean, have you seen it?
It's like
hangs halfway down his leg. I mean, really, wow.
It's like why do you guys have craft services and a porno? I mean, you guys walking around, his dick's hanging out and everything, and the table, is only like, it's only waist high, so when he reaches across there to, it's like something's falling into the dip. Why is that there? You're talking about putting condoms in pornos, and it's like, what's the point of this? Which I don't understand the idea of like, I mean, I'm all for safe sex and all that kind of stuff, but the money shot, even if you don't watch porn, right, that obviously there's a money shot. If you don't know, but you've heard the term money shot, and you're like, oh, I thought it was like a golf term, it's like, like when you hole in one, that's the money shot, like, when you like shoot the basketball, swish, nothing but net, that's the money shot, no. So, but when you're watching a movie and like next thing you know, the person's wearing protection, right?
Yep.
And then they get to the money shot, the protection's gone, and then they're just spraying all over the place. Like I still got bodily fluids going all over me.
Yep.
Whether it's on my body, in my face, mouth, hair, whatever it is, I don't really see how that's helping matters in any way.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever like dropped a spoon on the floor when you've had like spaghetti or something?
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got or spaghetti or chili or whatever, and you clean it up, right? You see the spoon, you clean it up, and then like 3 weeks later, like you drop something else on the floor, and you go to pick it up, and you look, and you're like, why the hell? What is that? Is that a splash from the chili the spoon I dropped like 3 weeks ago? Why is this in the living room?
Right.
Like, how did that get from the kitchen into the living room? Like, it went out, like, it caught the wind and went around the corner, like one of those goldfish commercials, like, swimming around through the house and everything. And I'm like, how did that get there?
I'm pretty sure when they're cleaning up those sets, they would almost have to use black lights.
Well, I'm just saying,
or like spray some luminol or something. I mean,
but like if you're like just like super soaker and all over me, I know it's gonna kind of get everywhere. You're just
Right.
So you're still not saving me in any way. It's like so on the plus side, you don't have AIDS. Oh, thank God, you've got AIDS. You just have one. Thank God for those condoms. If you got a full dose, you have full blown AIDS. Luckily, you just have AIDS. Like, Joe, you have HI. HI? Yes, you didn't get the V.
No, you've got all the diseases, but they can't all affect you. They're all just kind of blocked in there.
They're
invincible.
It's bottlenecked.
Invincible.
But one more disease, and they could just like log jam that right on through. All right, so we watched the AVN Awards, right?
Right.
And then right after the AVN Awards, there was an adult video award show, which was weird because I've never seen it come on again, right?
Right.
No pun intended. And it was for the all-male adult videos.
Right.
Can you guess what the name of that award show was?
I would hope that it's the Gavian Awards.
It is the Gavian Awards.
I would have been extremely disappointed if it weren't.
Ding, 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 ding. So yes, after the AVNs came on the Gavians, right? And you had a mixture of like just straight up like, I was gonna say like really muscular, like very masculine gay guys, and then
Right.
you had the very kind of like softer looking twinkish guys. The very masculine gay guys, they were like full testosterone, like oh fuck you in the ass, kind of like, whoa dude, I'm glad you're gay, but just tone it down, man. Oh, dude. Anyway, so during this, there was the best. One of the awards was best mature gay film or something like that, right? And the winner of the award was the movie, and I had to skip over it.
But it is by our good friend Tim Kincaid.
Right. And so which is kind of what led us to all this anyway. We were wondering, like, how did you guys stumble upon this?
Right.
We stumbled upon Tim Kincaid because, I remember watching Breeders. I actually own Breeders. I bought it. I think I may even have 2 copies of Breeders. Do I have it on Blu-ray? I don't know. Because I just wanted to see that spooge scene in high def. And I was just like, I think
I'm usually up for watching pretty much any movie, but I think I'd have to take a pass on Breeders.
No, you have to watch Breeders.
Oh, but I get so grossed out by bodily fluids, man.
You have to watch Breeders because it's so bad. I
guess I'll try to put on a brave face.
But anyway, that, and I watched Mutant Hunt, and just the movies are so. And so I watched Mutant Hunt when it came on Comet, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I had to look it up, and then I saw it was like, because at the time they played Mutant Hunt and one other film, but they played them back to back, right? And they were both by the same guy. I'm like, oh my god, is this all he does? He just makes these really bad movies. So I looked him up, right? And then as I looked them up, I was like, whoa, where did all these other movies come from? Like, this is such a sudden like change. Like, it was like, what? So, and then during the course of like where all this stuff, I saw he did this one movie. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me here? I was like, everything comes back around full circle. It's like, 6 degrees of like Tim Kincaid. So anyway, so one of these films that was nominated, and actually was the one that won, was a movie called Dad Takes a Fishing Trip. Dad Takes a Fishing Trip is about a guy, right, that, and wow, this movie is 2 hours and 52 minutes long.
Good lord.
Are gay porn just longer?
Pause.
Oh, jeez. Thank you. Wow. We just have more to tell. So, anyway, apparently this guy is going on a fishing trip, and as he's going on his fishing trip, he's stopping at different places. He never actually makes it to the place. He never actually goes fishing. He just has all these encounters with his pole along the way, right? Guy's got some great bait and one hell of a lure.
Not so good with the tackle, though.
I don't know, maybe. But when he says that, that he was going to, come back in next year, he was just stringing them along. All right, so, but apparently, and maybe after he won the award or whatever, they made a series of dad movies. So it's Dad Takes a Fishing Trip.
Okay.
Right? Dad Goes to College. Yeah, it's...
Also known as an extremely goofy movie.
Dad Gets in Trouble. Well, I guess that would fall after Dad went to college.
I swear I thought he was 18.
No, I just said I had 18 inches. And Dad Out West.
Dad Out West.
So imagine how shocked I was after watching the Gavians and being like, this is crazy, right? And then find out later that the same guy that did Breeders and Mutant Hunt also wrote and directed Dad Goes Fishing.
Goes Fishing.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
you can picture the opening scene to that where it's like, wow, Dad's really good at putting the bait on the hook. I mean, he's been practicing so much. He's a real master at it. I mean, he's just a master baiter, man.
That's fantastic. So yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Cynthia DePaul was a producer on... So Cynthia DePaul was a producer on Bad Girls Dormitory, Robot Holocaust, Breeders... Oh, Necropolis. I don't think I've seen Necropolis.
I have heard of it.
Reincarnated satanic witch from the New Amsterdam circa 1600s comes back to revive her cult members by sucking the life force out of people. That could also be a Joe Gage
that
film.
That totally could, except that it features a female.
Right. It's like, he's sucking my life force out. The movie poster for Necropolis is kind of awesome. Check that out.
Oh, wow. Wow.
80s horror sci-fi movie posters were always kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. She's kind of hot.
Yeah, she is. Oh, look at this one. This one looks kind of,
I feel bad doing, like, a non-visual thing when we're like, oh, wow, look at the bush on that guy. Oh, that 80s poster, that chick's hot.
Yeah. Just fucking go to IMDb.
Yeah, this is like a let's read of IMDb.
This looks like a Louis Royo. Look at that Necropolis poster. I swear that's a Royo.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
So...
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool.
I think we need to watch Necropolis.
I think so.
We're definitely going to have to cleanse the palate after this shit fest we've been watching.
Oh, man. Look at this one this is actually from a VHX box art for Necropolis. It's the Ghouls' Night Out, Necropolis, City of the Dead.
Oh, cool. I've always loved that angle and that shot.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice.
But the Devil's Tail is a nice touch.
So Cynthia DePaul produced this movie. It was written and directed by Bruce Hickey. We'll have to look up Bruce Hickey a little bit later to kind of see what he's been up to.
We may get a whole nother episode out of him.
Oh, if we're lucky. No, I'm looking him up right now. He didn't do too much. Bruce Hickey, I guess he produced a movie that came out in 2000 called Picnic, starring Josh Brolin and Bonnie Bedelia. Interesting. Gretchen Mol was in it.
Huh.
Mary Steenburgen. I mean, he just produced it though, so I guess he didn't fall the same way. Anyway, all right. So, he directed a movie called The Hot Mess. Oh, it's in development.
I think I've seen some like stills from it, or maybe trailers.
An inspiring female rock singer battles the self-destructive demons caused by the death of her legendary guitar player father. She uses his priceless guitar in hopes she can connect with his spirit and set her life on the right path. That sounds complicated.
It sounds lame.
All right, so
when you tell a story, I think you should just start from the beginning. You know?
no, that's it. Get out. Like, would you like me to go back 3 weeks later? You're still alive? All right, so anyway, so Necropolis, and was the only one here. Mutant Hunt. Oh, Enemy Territory was also produced by Cynthia DePaul. Let's check out Enemy Territory. An insurance salesman inadvertently gets trapped after dark in an apartment building that is terrorized by a street gang called the Vampires. Really? Okay. You're a street gang, you call yourself the Vampires? It's like the best name you can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie poster, though, because it looks like an old 80s video game.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had a mouthful of Starburst there. That's not an innuendo.
I was going to say, that sounds like one of Joe Gage's films.
Mouthful of Starburst.
Mouthful of Star. Oh, my goodness. We have got to find a way to watch Enemy Territory. It came out in 1987. It's an action crime drama. It's an hour and 30 minutes long.
It's not bad.
And stars, it says Gary Frank. I'm pretty sure it's not the guy that drew The Incredible Hulk.
It could be.
Anyway, he was on an episode. Excuse me, he's on it. He was on an episode of Deep Space Nine. Anyway,
cool.
But it stars Jan Michael Vincent. Calling all Jan Michael Vincents. Calling all Jan Michael Vincents. Oh my goodness, we have got to watch this movie now.
Okay.
All right, so check this out. All right, so Ray Parker Jr. is in it.
What?
Ray Parker Jr. Here's some other songs that are on Ghostbusters. So, and he's acting in it too. Jan Michael Vincent, Ray Parker Jr., Tony Todd,
oh shit,
Stacey Dash, right? I'm like, oh my goodness. We have to watch this movie. We have got to find a way to get this movie so we can watch it.
I'm pretty sure I can find it.
Kadeem Hardison is in it, who we just saw in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Oh yeah.
Who of course was also in White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah.
It's like, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. My man John Keats said that. John Keats, that's my man. Sorry, all right. So yeah, we have got to watch this movie.
All right, well, I would say that almost makes all this worth it.
Yeah,
finding a good movie for us to watch.
Yes. So yeah, a Jan Michael Vincent movie with all those people in it. Enemy Territory. All right, so anyway, getting back to Cynthia DePaul. Why I'm even talking about her is she produced all of Tim Kincaid's movies.
Right.
All of Tim Kincaid's movies. And then she also produced Enemy Territory and Necropolis. And it doesn't look like she produced anything else during that time.
Hold on, the makeup and hair specialist on this movie was May Boleyn.
Nice. Production assistants was Curious Judas. Curious Judas.
Wow. That was a 2016 film? Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. Curious Judas saw the boy playing with the boat. And he's like, he'd never seen a boat before.
I know you don't really watch Vines, but there was
Is there a Curious Judas Vine?
no, there is a Judas Vine. It's like the guy's like, "My lord, I've brought you frankincense." And he's like, "Thank you, my child." And this next guy has like a hood over his head, and he's like, "I brought you myrrh." It's like, "Thank you," and he whips the hood off and goes, "Murder." And the guy's like, "Judas, no." So I quote that a lot.
I thought you were going to say, I brought you frankincense. Actually, he's frankincense's monster. So anyway, the reason we mentioned Cynthia DePaul is Cynthia DePaul used to be married to, drum roll please, Tim Kincaid.
Oh, what?
And they had 2 children together.
Oh, wow. Well, I've known gay people who have had kids for their own reasons. I mean, I don't want to just assume that Tim Kincaid is gay, but I mean,
He's not gay, but he makes some damn good gay porn. He just has an eye for this kind of thing.
I mean, he may not be gay, but damn if he doesn't know what a man wants.
What a man wants. What a man. It's interesting to see that all it says about her is they're divorced. She was married to Tim Kincaid. They're divorced. 2 children, right? And she produced all the films he made.
She produced the 2 children that he made.
Right, when he wasn't making gay porn.
Okay, so yeah, there was that window of time where he was like, I'm gonna try this. And then there was that fateful night where he came home and she was like, "Ugh, another late night in the studio? What are you working on this time?" And he was like,
Tony.
Uncle Farkas taught me this. And what? Another gay porn?
Yeah. So, wow. So he has won an XBiz award for GLBT Director of the Year.
Okay.
He's a Wall of Fame winner. He was nominated for a Grabby for Back to Barstow.
Grabby. Okay.
Nominated for a Grabby for Men's Room Bakersfield Station. Nominated for a Grabby for 110 Degrees in Tucson. Right? Yeah, I think it should have been 90 degrees, straight up, perpendicular. Oh man, that'd be a great name for one of his movies.
Straight up.
No, perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nominated for
Tim, if you want to call us up, I'm sure we got plenty of great ideas we could sell you.
Winner of a Grabby Award for. Okay, this is killing me here. So he was nominated for a 2006 Grabby for Best Screenplay for 110 Degrees in Tucson. Nominated for Best Director for 110 Degrees in Tucson, but won the 2006 Grabby Award for Beyond Perfect Best Non-Sex Performance.
Okay.
Now, he's 74 years old now. This is in 2006. So he was like 62 at the time.
Best non-sex performance.
And won a Gay Vienna Award for... Gay Vienna Award in 2006 for Best Non-Sex Performance in Beyond Perfect. So he won 2 awards for Beyond Perfect. One was a Grabby, and then the other was a Gay Vienna.
Grabby. Wow. Well, that's a fascinating guy right there.
Mm-hmm. So, this has been everything you never wanted to know about Tim Kincaid.
This is everything you never wanted to know about gay porn.
Also known as Joe Gage.
Joe Gage.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was special.
So, you're probably saying to yourself, why did you feel the need to share this with us? Because some things you just can't keep to yourself anymore. I had to learn about it. That means you have to learn about it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. My love of bad sci-fi movies from the 80s led me down this dark and twisted path, which took me directly into Dad Takes a Fishing Trip.
Into the loving arms of Father.
And so now you have taken a fishing trip. So yeah,
Woo!
yeah. So yeah, that's everything you ever wanted to know about Joe Gage, Tim Kincaid. Which I'm still just kind of like, I don't understand how the two of these things go together. Like, he started out when he started out making one movie, then he went into the whole gay porn thing, and then just like stopped and was like, hey, yeah, I think I'm just gonna make some really bad sci-fi movies with no gay sex. But it's spooky hot tub scene. And you know what? God, I just really miss seeing like swinging dicks. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just like I miss seeing swinging tits and everything. I'm just like, you just go back to what you like.
I guess.
But he just made that detour, and I'm like, that's kind of, out of left field there.
Yeah, the detour is what makes it baffling to me.
What's kind of funny is that, a lot of people, they're like, I just want to get, I had thoughts about, being with men, so I just want to get it out of my system. He was like, yeah, I had thoughts about just doing some just straight non-gay stuff, and I just had to get it out of my system. Like,
Sure, engaging plots, characterization, character development, that's not really rewarding.
It's like, you and I just, I don't understand your fascination with bad science fiction. If you want to continue to be in this relationship with me making gay porn, you need to go and just get this out of your system, and and I'll wait as long as I can, but after 3 or so years, you can't expect me to wait forever. It's just weird. But yeah.
Well, that was certainly educational for me.
Yep.
And I hope it was educational for you, viewers, listeners.
Yeah. So now you learned a little something there about life.
Note, I think we will see you guys next time.
Have a happy. Thanks, moms.
All right there, folks. That was Our Moms Think We're Funny. Let's give them a hand.
I can't show my mom this. What are you talking about?
Joe Gage, about 3 inches in diameter.
That's how he got the nickname. He was always accurate to within like 95%. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's a 3-incher right there. Like, no, there's no way, you're crazy, you're on crack. Go ahead and measure it. It's 3-incher, man.
Bigger than a baby's arm. It's like an elephant trunk down there.